Yay, we're all coming on. Hi, Jerry. Hi, Zoot. Esperanza. Hi, Faith.
Hello.
How you doing, everyone?
Well, how about you?
I'm doing well, doing well. We'll get started in about 30 minutes, but this is just time for networking. So you're able to share. I'll open up the chat and you can post any announcements that's going on or community things that you want to share. I know that Zoot, you have a lot that you have been doing. It's been amazing. And thank you for that.
Thanks. I don't know why I had in my head that it was 2 o'clock. I think I'll come back at 2:30 then, because I'm moving this week and I'm in the middle of a bunch of stuff. So
okay, we'll see you in a bit
if
then.
you don't mind, then I'll just come back on.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good, 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 good. Okay. So I'm just getting organized here. We'll start in about 30 minutes. I'm going to share the agenda. Feel free to network and everything. And I won't, I'm not going to be live streaming this on Facebook yet until 2:30. That way we can just share what we want without having to worry about the third party as well. It's too big. There we go. Let me see if I can. There we go. So Esperanza, can you, how you doing?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
I'm good, thank you.
Tell me a little bit more about your organization.
I work for the Family Health Matters, or North Orange County Regional Health Foundation.
Oh, okay.
So we are a community clinic, and we help as it's patients with low income families.
Okay.
Uh-huh. And what I do, part of my role in there is I'm the patient navigator, so I do enrollments on Medical, CalFresh, and CalWorks.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent.
And
Sure. So
yeah,
how's everything changed since what's going on since March with the coronavirus pandemic? Have you seen
well,
it?
I actually been working from home.
Mm,
I work from home for probably like 3 months, and I
yeah.
just went back last week, couple of days, and just helping because now we are doing the COVID-19 testing. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're busy. We're busy. Yes.
So probably be more busy now than before, or just different busy?
Well, it's getting busier right now. At the beginning, people was afraid, to go to doctor's appointments, but right now it's getting better.
Oh,
Actually, yes. Yeah.
yeah. I can imagine with everything going on. And let's see. I know that Jerry, you've been busy. What's going on? Anything exciting?
Yeah, I've been working, excuse me, I've been working with the County Emergency Operations Center with COED, and we're
Yeah.
developing a resource list for the county.
Wow. Busy with that. Are you doing any photography right now for the Observer, or is that on hold? Because
Basically, it's on hold, two reasons. I lost the body camera, and I'm looking for another body for a camera that I had. It's over $1,000 to buy it. And the other thing is I've been socially isolated as far as going out and covering any photos.
yeah.
So pretty much on hold for both.
Okay. Well, we would appreciate everything that you're doing. And let's see who else is there. It's Annalie T. I don't know who that is. And then I see Faith. Welcome.
Hi there. You're not actually getting Faith today. I'm her husband, Connor.
Okay, Connor. So you've been busy this past weekend.
Yeah, kind of thrown into the fire a little bit. But it went great. No police intervention. Everybody got to speak who wanted to speak. And we got some good action items done by a lot of people. So that was the main goal.
Great.
And yeah, trying to figure out how best to spend our time moving forward.
That's the next steps are always sometimes the hardest, because trying to figure out now actual change within the city. How can we do that? What does that look like? So great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you could join us today.
Yeah, happy to be here.
And Leanne will be joining us shortly. So, and then what about over, I think, is it St. Paul? Are you the church there? I don't know who Analettyy is. I don't know who that is. Okay. Well, we'll just keep on open. There'll be more people joining. I'm assuming we have over 60 members, so it should be pretty full. And in about 20 some minutes, I'll be posting live streaming on Facebook. And then once again, you can use the chat rooms to communicate with each other as well. And then also, if you have any questions, feel free to use that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen for just a moment. Posting. I'll be right back. All right, everyone, this is Dr. Stout. We will start in about 12 minutes. I just wanted to let you know that I am sharing it live on Facebook right now. We have a couple people that wanted to know how to join, so I wanted to make sure they had that option on Facebook as well. So just wanted to give you the heads up. We'll be back in about 11 minutes. It looks like some more people are joining us. Hi, Lionel. How you doing? And Jesse, Dr. Jones, I see that you're joined us as well. So how you doing, Lionel? anything that you want updates with Habitat?
No, good. Just staying busy. Just trying to continue doing good things for our residents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun stuff. It continues to always keep us on our toes, right?
Yes, they do.
So any builds that's going on? I know that the flyer that you had for some upcoming events that went through May. So I don't know if there's anything going on in the summer in regards to.
Yeah, I'm working on getting an updated kind of flyer of some homeowner orientations and other workshops that we're doing virtually. So we'll see what that looks like.
Okay.
Hopefully they get back to me fairly soon.
All right. Yeah.
How's everyone doing?
It looks like we have Jerry and others. I know that Jesse and your team will be speaking shortly. So with updates from the center. So we have, just looking at who other, more people are joining and I'm not able to see everyone yet because I'm sharing my screen. Oh, it looks like Bev's joined us as well. If Bev's there. Is it Maribel? Is that you with St. Philip Benizi? Are you there?
Yeah, Analetti.
Oh,
Felipe Benítez.
excellent. So do you have any updates for us on St. Philip Benizi?
I don't know. My father is come.
He's going to come? Okay, great.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for joining us today. I'm glad that you were able to sit in for a while for us. Okay, and Bev, I know that I see that you're on, but I don't know if you're there yet. They have some exciting things going on. Let me see if I can find the flyer that she sent me. There's Bev. Hi.
Hi,
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good. Do you want to just, since we have a few minutes before the meeting starts, I was going to say the flyer that you sent me that we're trying to get on to the updates. Do you have that, or see if I can find it?
Do.
You can share that.
Let me find it.
Some ways
It's our Fratellino's. Yeah, Fratellino's. Oh, hold on.
Let me see if I can pull it down.
I know. You'd think it'd be real easy for me.
I can just share my screen.
I wonder if I have it on this one. Do you have it? Do you have it?
Yes. So
Oh.
next in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Fundraiser for Crittenden Services.
Right.
So it's a great-
23rd and 24th?
16th and 17th is what I'm
16th
seeing.
and 17th?
It's a couple days off. It's a
Yeah,
so
16th and 17th. Lunch and dinner. Fratellino's is giving us 20% back. Yeah.
okay. So I'm going to be posting that. And so any of the members, if you have any announcements, if you're getting the what's happening at the very bottom is member announcements. It links you to a Google page, which is just like a slide where you can add your pictures of your events. So it's constantly changing. So you can go in there and just add it. That would be helpful because sometimes after the fact, if I've already sent it out, it's like, you want to have something in there. So that's an opportunity for you to share that as well. So
But you have to do it as a JPEG, right? Not
yeah,
a PDF.
it's kind of like a PowerPoint. So you're putting it as a picture. So
Got it.
excellent. Excellent. So Kevin, you joined us. Thank you. You want to share anything that's going on? As we wait, we have 2 more minutes with solidarity and
Yeah, I don't have any updates or anything. We're just moving forward with all that we're trying to do. Nothing
excellent.
too
I
new.
hear you. Yeah, I hear you. And thanks for joining back in. Do you have any upcoming webinars that you
Well,
want?
everything that we've done is now for free on YouTube and sorry about the background noise of doing work here. On YouTube and the podcast. So everything that's already happened, you can access it for free there. In terms of new things, we're planning a bunch of things for July, but we don't have anything in the next few weeks.
Okay. Well, thanks. Excellent. So those are some wonderful resources that you've been working on, and thank you for sharing those for the nonprofits. I think it really has helped a lot of the members as well. So thank you. Looks like our fearless leader has joined us or is joining us, the chair, Leanna, and everyone else. So we are live on Facebook. So I just wanted to make that announcement so that you know your screen, how it's being set, shown. Also, I do have everyone muted, and I'll be monitoring that as well. Of course, we want to respect everyone's privacy and also make sure that we're professional in our communication with one another. I will have the video posted on our YouTube channel along with our website. So if you wanted to go back to it or if you have questions, along with the chat as well. So with that, it is 2:30. So I just want to welcome everyone. I know everyone here. My name is Deborah Stout. I'm the Executive Director for the Collaborative, and we have people coming in and joining us. I'm going to make this to the speaker view for Facebook, and I'll be monitoring the Facebook and the questions. So if you have questions as we're going throughout, please utilize the chat room so that I could facilitate that. And Leanna is going to be the facilitator for our discussion around how we can come together and our role as a collaborative. So Leanna?
Hi, good afternoon, everybody. I hope all of you had an amazing weekend and your Monday's starting off very good, and it's a pleasure to see all of you today. Just real quick, just because we haven't in a while, I'm just going to go ahead and read our mission statement and our vision. Our Fullerton Collaborative mission is to build and support a healthy community for all Fullerton residents. And our vision is a diverse and empowered community that lives in harmony and works collaboratively toward an economically secure, healthy, and safe environment where all children and adults anticipate quality education and a promising future. So I think for us, it's always, for me, it's helpful to be reminded about what our vision and our goals is together as we work together. So we're very excited for our speaker panel today to begin with. We have one voice, one response. We're coming together for the future of our community. And we're going to be having 4 speakers. We're going to have Dr. Jessie Jones from the Center for Healthy Neighborhoods. We're going to have Helene Morris from Fullerton Elementary School District. We're going to have Anna Lopez from the Fullerton Joint Union High School District. And we're also going to have Jason Phillips representing Fullerton Act. And they're going to be giving us updates with the work and information that they think is imperative to communicate to the collaborative and our members in the community abroad for different things that are happening within our city right now. So we can get the resources we need and additional information to help us in our individual businesses, nonprofits, and civic organizations. So with that, I have the amazing pleasure of turning it over to Dr. Jessie Jones from Cal State Fullerton Center for Healthy Neighborhoods.
Thank you, Leanne. first of all, just want to report on a little of the activities we're doing at the center, and then I'll have Amy Santos report on some relief funds that we're trying to get out to the community. Our center has been meeting every week virtually with a number of our resident leaders, hearing what's going on in the community, their concerns, trying to make sure they're linked with social media, and getting as many people in the community hooked up to social media as possible so they can stay connected, and help us to keep an eye on what are the issues going on in Fullerton in the more low-income communities. A few of the things that they have wanted me to report has to do with safety and crime. The increase of break-ins in cars is a major concern. More homeless is a sad thing, and I know the collaborative's working on this issue. They've seen an increase in homelessness, and also individuals on the street that, whether they're homeless or not, being very doing activities such as selling drugs. I know in Richmond Park, where our center is located, I've driven by there a few times, and we've had an increase in graffiti, drug activity, and so that's of concern to the community. So they will be working on strategies with other organizations to come together to try to address this. And I'll let Amy talk a little bit in a minute here. We have linked up with some other organizations to try to bring in some external dollars to get out to the community. One organization we linked to, we were able to get out $500 for families to help with rent relief. And then Amy will talk about a survey that we have been doing. Also, I should report that we have been linking with other organizations to do a lot of work in the area of getting people signed up for the census. So that's been another area that we've been doing a lot of work in. We're also doing a needs survey, and so far we've reached out to about 200 families with a very detailed needs assessment. Our goal is 500 families, but it's a lot of work to get to these families and get the information. So Amy, do you want to say a few more words on the relief fund and what you found on the survey?
Of course. Good evening, everyone. My name is Amy Santos, and I'm the Center Manager at Center for Healthy Neighborhoods. I'm here to provide you a little bit more detail and data regarding our fund relief that we provided our families. So our fund relief was a $100 gift card to Target that families were able to participate. We were able to help a total of 397 families that were able to submit an application and receive a $100 Target gift card. Of these 397 families, there was a total of 859 children under the age of 17 that were a part of these households that applied. The median number of family unit was a 5-person family with 2 adults and 3 children. We also saw that 81% of the recipients reported Fullerton as their city of residence. Over 2/3 of our households, or 69%, have at least one adult who lost their job as a result of the coronavirus. We also saw that a majority of our recipients, which was a 71%, reporting having at least one adult who had their hours reduced because of the coronavirus in terms of their employment. Another finding that we found with this $100 Target gift card was that almost all of the recipients, a total of 96.4%, reported not having applied to any other coronavirus relief grant or funding through any other organization. And half of the recipients, a total of 53%, reported that they were ineligible for unemployment insurance. So we do see the tremendous need to help our families in Fullerton. We see that our families are desperate for any basic need, rent relief, any sort of help to order, not just for themselves, but for their children. Thankfully, we have also noticed a couple of other needs. So in our information that we have received from our families, some of the immediate needs that were reported by our families were the following. So 92% of our families are in need of cleaning supplies such as alcohol, bleach, or wipes. We also see that our families, 90% are in need of food. And we see that there's an urgent need for a rental assistance and housing, which was 63%. So in overall, everything that we've done at the center, it just comes back as positive for trying to help out our families in terms of the area of basic needs, rental assistance, as well as helping them with their children. As all of you may probably know, and you're working in the community, there's a dire need to help our families, especially our families who are undocumented, uninsured at the moment. They're the ones who have been laid off, that are not having any sort of funding when it comes to any stimulus check, any federal aid. So as a center, we have identified these families, we are working with them, and we're hoping that if you have any other further resource that we can collaborate, or if we're able to help in any way possible, we'll do so. So that's just a little bit of the information, some of the positive feedback. I'm going to read this directly to you all. We've had families who have emailed us or text messages us and also called us to thank us. We've had families who have said, I hope this email finds you well. I received a Target gift card yesterday via mail. Thank you so much for this blessing. My family and I appreciate all that you do for our community and neighborhood. So again, it's just a reminder of why we're here and why we want to continue helping out the community, just like everyone else here in the Fullerton Collaborative.
Thank you so much, Amy. Jesse, did you have anything else, Dr. Jones?
No, I don't. Thank you. But thank you for all the partnerships and helping us reach out to the community. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So your center is a very, very important place for our community. Okay, next we have Helene Morris, who's going to be giving us a report from the Fullerton Elementary School District. Thank you so much for joining us today, Helene.
Yeah, thank you, Leanna. So I'll be sharing a little bit about what the information about schools reopening and what's happening in our district over the summer to get ready for that, what options were available to parents. And this is, I'll be going pretty quickly because it's a lot and I have about 5 or 10 minutes here and I know we have other presenters. But this will be primarily information that was shared at our last board meeting, which was last week on Tuesday. And I know Debbie has given me the okay to share my screen here. So can you guys see this presentation? Oh,
yes, I can see it.
Oops. I just need to click present. Sorry, I clicked share. Okay. Okay. All right, so everybody, you can see that then just fine. It's taking up the screen.
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so I just really want to stress that all of the information and plans that we have are really based on the proposed guidelines by the governor and state superintendent. So they could really change as we receive directives from the state for our school openings. So they just keep that in mind. This is all based on information that we receive from the governor and the California Department of Education. So right now for back to school, we're looking at 4 different models. I'll go into them in more depth, but if you just look at the yellow, the part on the yellow, we're looking at what's called FSD 360, which is 5 days, like students go to school 5 days a week. FSD 360 hybrid, which means they go alternating days, like 2 to 2.5 days a week. The third model is independent distance learning. And then the fourth model is MyFSD Academy. And so parents will have choices, and I'll talk a little bit later about a survey that they completed. But basically, again, depending on the governor's guidelines and ed code, the 5-day model, students will go to school 5 days a week, just like they did prior to COVID-19 school closures, but they would be with their teacher 50% of the time, and that is to allow for social distancing in the classroom and capacities. And then the other 50% of the time, they'll be participating in extended learning opportunities like all the arts, PE, social emotional learning activities, and a variety of other things that are being developed at our school sites. And then we'll follow the recommended state guidelines. And then the hybrid model, students would attend school 2 days a week, and then the other day they would be there 3 days a week, so it would alternate on Wednesdays. And we'd make sure that siblings are all on the same track, and basically students would be with their teacher during that time, and then parents would be doing like the different enrichment activities at home. So that's the hybrid model, the second model. The third model is independent study. And that's where students will be learning at home, and parents maybe don't feel comfortable sending their students back to school. So the student will have a credentialed teacher assigned to that student, and they can do independent study temporarily or up to a full school year. So depending on the comfort level, because we know there's still a lot of fear and uncertainty surrounding the world that we live in. And then the fourth model is basically a homeschool model. We're calling it MyFSD Academy. And there's a lot of different pieces on the slide here, but it's going to basically, and what you would think about is the homeschool model. It's going to have a menu approach, a lot of different choices for parents, and there'll be more information coming out about that. So those are the 4 models. When students come back, we're looking at daily temperature screening for students. And tools that we could use to get temperatures very quickly, like thermal cameras, touchless thermometers, multiple entrances, so that we could still get everybody on time into class safely. And then making sure, I'm sorry, I just need a quick drink of water. Making sure that we explain to parents what the process is. And of course, one of the most important things is if you're sick, stay home, right? So if you're not feeling well, to stay home. Audio amplification. So we're anticipating that students and staff will be, will be wearing face masks, so that can make it a little bit harder to hear because you can't watch somebody's mouth. And for those things, we're looking at red cat systems and just ways to make sure that it's really easy for students to hear their teacher and communicate in the classroom. And then I know survey data was something that Collaborative is particularly interested in. So this is just going to show you a snapshot of where parents are at when we surveyed them within the last couple of weeks. Obviously, lots changed. Like one thing we know with COVID-19 is things are constantly changing, right? It might change from day to day. It might change from hour to hour, what you hear, right? So this is just how parents are feeling, kind of within the last couple of weeks. And then we'll see how they feel again as we approach the start of school. We'll be reaching out to every single family. But right now, just based on what you see here, we had 8,256 parents respond to our survey. At this point, almost 50% were interested in the full day model, a little more than 30% in the hybrid model, and about 20% in distance learning. So some kind of model where students are still learning at home. So that's where we're at right now, and we'll see how that data evolves and changes as we get closer to the school year and provide more menu options to our families. And then we're doing a lot to prepare our schools. So just to go over some of the safety precautions really quickly, there's 4 key areas. Cleaning, disinfecting, and sanitizing, which is something we do every year. I don't know if you know that, but like props to our custodial department, our maintenance and operation department, they do really deep cleaning every summer. But that's one component of keeping school safe. The next is social distancing. Third, we'll be limiting gatherings and group sizes. And then we'll also be doing some manipulation to our physical structures to make things more safe. So just to dive a little bit deeper into that, we've already started the cleaning, disinfecting, and sanitizing, which we call CDS. It's all schools and facilities. We're going to have sanitizer sprayers everywhere. And then the classrooms will be closed once those are completed and not occupied by anybody. And then social distancing, I think we've all gotten really familiar with what social distancing means, right? So that's keeping everybody 6 feet apart, and that would include in the classrooms. So that's why we're looking at those hybrid models where students will be with their teacher half of the time, because that would be about half the students in the class. And then looking at how we manage our lunch area, our buses, extended learning areas. So all of those things to maintain social distancing. And I know, bear with me, I know I'm going quickly here. Obviously, we're going to limit gatherings and group sizes, so that might be staggering when students come and leave, their recess schedules, just even how they travel in the hallways as well. And then physical structures, we're looking at plexiglass screens in our front office. You might have seen those, when you go to stores now or even restaurants, like, that where you walk up in order, you can see that there's those things. So that's something, all of our schools are being outfitted with those things. Shade and tent structures, we're working on our offices, our student eating areas, where we serve meals, restrooms. We're putting in hand washing stations and sinks. So those are some of the physical changes. So I know that was a lot and I went really, really fast, but those are just an overview of some of the things happening in Fullerton School District to get ready for our schools reopening and to also make sure that we get parent input on what is going to work best for their family as well. I don't know if we are taking questions at this time or later, so I'll just, Leanna, turn that over to you for however we're handling that.
Debbie, did you want to open questions now or wait till this whole segment is over?
If they have questions, if they could put that in the chat, that would help us out just to save some time. But I don't see any questions currently right now, and I'm watching on Facebook. One of them was just the PowerPoint slides, and if they will be available for the members afterwards. If I could be able to share that.
Yeah, let me find out about that, and I will. I don't think that'll be a problem.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
So we do have a question. It says, what is the plan for after-school programs and also before school? Has there been discussion around that, Helene?
Likely there has. There's so many different roles in the Fullerton School District, and I'm one person and one part of things. So I know that. And that's Marilee Cosgrove, who's also a part of the collaborative. I don't think she was able to join us today, but she's a big part of those programs, our preschool program and before and after school program. So we will be following all safety precautions from the governor, from the California Department of Education to ensure that safety in before and after school program as well. And we'll have more information coming out to our families about that.
Okay, great, Helene. And then we also had a question about the models that you shared. Will the parents be able to choose what is best for them?
Yes, that's and that was the purpose of the survey. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Perfect. That's all the questions that we have currently right now.
Great, thank you.
Perfect, thank you, Deborah. Okay, next I have the pleasure of introducing Anna Lopez, and she is joining us from the Fullerton Joint Union High School District. Thank you so much for being here today, Anna.
Let's go ahead and unmute you. Hold on. There you go.
Sorry about that. Good afternoon, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I just wanted to provide a brief update. And before talking about the fall semester, I just wanted to let the collaborative know that we acknowledge that our families have a lot of basic needs during this time. Since the beginning of the closures, our schools have been contacting students and families directly to help connect them to distance learning. So whether that was hotspots or if they had issues with their Chromebook, and as well as connecting them to community resources to meet their needs. And I did just want to provide an update that we wish we could have celebrated our seniors in the traditional format at the end of the school year, but we were able to provide virtual graduations and senior awards for our students. Okay, so last month I shared that the district was currently working on creating multiple learning models for students to be able to safely return in the fall. And due to the current situation, our summer school is currently being provided in an online format through distance learning. And unfortunately, we just don't know exactly what the fall semester will look like. Similar to what Fullerton Elementary School District did, we also sent out a survey to our families just last week, and I believe the window just closed yesterday. So we don't have their we don't have the results just yet to be able to share, but our family's input is definitely a key component in preparation for providing our educational experiences for all of our students in the safest way. And just this morning, the state superintendent, Tony Thurman, released a 55-page guidance document detailing exactly how school districts can safely reopen. And so a lot of those things that Helene just shared were in the guidance. And for us, it's still a little bit too early for us to know what instruction is going to look like in the fall. But we also, like I said, sent out a survey asking parents for their preference as far as the type of learning models that they preferred that best fit their family. So whether that was a blended program or going back completely in the fall or all online, we really wanted to get feedback from all of our families to see what they preferred. And so the district needs additional time to review the survey results and to also interpret the guidance from the state in order to provide the safest and appropriate instructional model for all of our students.
Thank you so much. Do we have any questions for Anna or Debbie? Do you have any in the chat there?
Yes, so there was a question, I don't know, Anna, if you could address this, of have there been any talks about changing the name of Plumber Auditorium?
I personally have not received any information on that. I know that I've seen there's a petition, if I believe I'm not mistaken. I haven't heard anything from that, but I can definitely pass that information along and hopefully have maybe an update on that for the next collaborative meeting.
Okay, great, thanks. And I think there's no other questions I'm seeing on my end.
Okay, so we are going to move to our next presenter, and I have the pleasure of introducing Jason Phillips from Fullerton Act. Thank you, Jason.
The pleasure.
Yes.
Well, first off, Leanna's daughter put on a Saturday's protest over at City Hall, which went incredibly well. For those of you who attended, thank you so much for being a part of that. Her and her husband were amazing in the whole thing. And yeah, it was just a great experience altogether. And I heard Sundays was just as well. I'm too old to handle that much out in the sun. I showed up for a half an hour on Sunday, couldn't handle it. And so with that, Fullerton Act and its churches, so we're a collaboration of churches in the city, and we're putting together a service, and I'll share my screen really quick. So Wednesday, and I've talked to the chief of police and our city manager, we're putting on a United in Prayer and Action on Wednesday at 5 p.m., just right on the City Hall lawn where everything else has been. And the reason we're doing it is because the church knows that we have some ownership in this problem. And so we've committed to be together. And so what we're going to do is have a time of lament and have some of our clergy who pastor churches, and they are themselves of color, to listen to them, and then have a time of what we call repentance, meaning thinking differently, turning away and turning towards something, and a time of prayer, and then a call to continue the process of entering in. So us as pastors and clergy are committing to some reconciliation and restorative justice in our own lives and in our church's lives. And so that's that's what we're doing immediately, but that's just a catalyst. So if you want to share that, you can find that information on our social media, Facebook and Instagram, Fullerton Act, and then fullertonact.org. It's not up yet, but will be up today, some information on the event itself. And another thing, I know our partners are doing so many things. And so if you have needs, if you don't already know about it or haven't already reached out at lovefullerton.org, we're using that as a platform of kind of like Craigslist. So if you have needs and you want to put that up, or so that we can start reaching out to our churches or even our whole community. This isn't just addressed to our churches, but our whole community. So lovefullerton.org, you can submit a need, or it's under a submit a project, and then hopefully we'll be able to help you meet that need. And the churches and others have really rallied on meeting the needs of so many, especially around our elderly. And I know, Anna, I don't know if you've been reaching out, but I know the elementary school district have identified some of their most vulnerable families, and we're reaching out to them. And so if there are needs that you need met, let us know. I don't know if there's any questions.
Yeah, I don't see any questions on the chat or the Facebook, so thank you so much for all your work around this, sharing that. I just had a question around the flyer. If you could just email that to me or send that so I can send it out to the members, that'd be helpful.
I don't think I have your email address, Deb.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I will.
Always get it in there, don't you, Jason? Thank you so much, Jason, for sharing, and thank you for organizing that event for Wednesday. Okay, so that concludes our speakers. We are going to go ahead right now, and we are so on time. Look at that. We're going to move into our report outs from our different subcommittees and our executive board. I'd like to probably go ahead and start with our subcommittees. For health and wellness, did you want to go ahead and report out for that, Deborah?
Yes, I will. Thank you. So unfortunately, Peter or Tracy could not join us today, but I just wanted to share some of the amazing work that we've been doing, and also I'm going to share a little presentation that they put together. But as the result of COVID-19, the crisis and the stay-in-place order, people have really reduced their physical activity, as many of you may have, and I will have to raise my hand on that as well. And so what we are looking at is as the city is slowly reopening and people are now more eager to move and get out, we are, as the Move More Eat Healthy and also the Health and Wellness Subcommittee, encouraging physical activity through Move More Eat Healthy. So let me just see if I can share my screen. Give me one moment. Okay. So we have starting virtual Move More virtual summer. So we are recommending 60 minutes of daily physical activity for children and 30 minutes 5 times a week for adults. So we are encouraging you to get out to move more over the summer. And we are encouraging promoting physical activities both at home and also on safe walks in their neighborhoods. And of course, we know the benefits of being healthy, and also our activity helps us increase our mood, self-esteem, and our overall well-being, along with some delays on chronic diseases. So in this slide that was put together, it has the data of what we know of benefits of being out and having our children being active throughout the day. So we are implementing this Move More Virtual Summer campaign to increase that awareness of physical activity and benefits. We are looking at how we can offer opportunities for the families and also promote it within the city and within our community as well. So they have on the Move More Eat Healthy marginalized.org website, the Move More Healthy pledge. So we encourage our members, along with our community members, so the people that you are working with and serving, to make a pledge that they will be more active over the summer. We want to continue this health and wellness and also in our community as well. And in order to do that, we do also want to share that we have Zumba, and these are all Zumba opportunities where they can actually do a daily physical activity through either yoga, through pound classes, and dance classes. So depending on what what they favor. And classes can be accessed by clicking on the flyer, and I'll make the flyer accessible through the members and also on our Facebook page as well. And we will do our online platform to help encourage this virtual. We are asking community members to pledge for that time and also their commitment. So once again, that's movemoreeathealthy.org. I'll put that in the chat box as well. So thank you so much for your time, and we encourage you to help us become healthy as we continue the summer.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Do we have a time set for the next? Is there a coffee set for them soon, Debbie, or are we still in process for that?
We generally meet the fourth Wednesday of each month. So our current coffee break, or maybe I should say a water break, will be on June 24th at 10 a.m.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, next we have from Next Gen, Christian Esteban from Hoya Scholars and Bev Berryman from Crittenden Services.
Yeah, Bev, did you want me to go ahead and take it?
She gave you a thumbs up.
Great, okay. And let me know if I forget anything. Just a very quick update for Next Gen. Just two things. Number one, that the committee currently is attempting to extend the deadline for reporting for the community block grant that we have. The original deadline was the end of June. Of course, with the change in season about 3 or 4 months ago, we were not able to continue with programming that we had planned to try to meet our reporting numbers for that grant. So again, we're reaching out to the city to see if we can extend it with a lot of the transition that's happened in the city and personnel, though I don't believe we've been able to make contact with the person who was managing that grant. So hopefully we're able to extend that to the end of the year, which leads us into point number 2. And we'll be discussing how to transition those programs into hopefully a virtual or small scale in-person setting. That way we can have some virtual Next Gen programs for our youth. And we'll be getting together this Wednesday for a coffee break, lunch break, what have you, at 11:30. And we'll be getting together with the subcommittee members to discuss what those programs look like, what are going to be the needs of the organizations that we can help to address with virtual programs, and how each of us are going to be able to facilitate those realistically as we're still contending with the transitions alongside the schools in the late summer and fall.
Perfect.
And, yeah.
I said perfect right at the same time you did, Bev, but I was muted. I was like, oh, that's perfect. Okay, thank you so much, Christian. Appreciate it. Next we have, I saw Marilee Cosgrove for our education subcommittee.
Hi, I don't have anything to report. We did have a meeting a couple weeks ago, and it was a share out from different community members, and including Jennifer Fitzgerald, Mayor Fullerton, as well as Sharon Quirk-Silva. But I don't know if Barry's still on, if he wanted to add something.
Yeah, I am on. Thank you. We discussed, our plan was to really develop a strategic plan around the early childhood initiative. And we kind of had a discussion about with what's been going on with a lot of the families and also with a lot of the childcare programs that had been, have been postponed for young children. It's created a lot of change in the landscape. And so we talked about whether we're ready to do a strategic plan. We have an advisor, Sandy from Early Childhood OC, who's helping us looking at what other cities are doing, and they have different approaches, and there's a sort of an assessment tool to help develop the plan that we looked at and talked about, whether we want to go forward with that. And I think that's kind of where we're at. We're waiting to see how things go over the next several weeks, and then I guess we have to decide if we want to go ahead with the assessment of the programs. It's just a lot of the programs are in flux right now, so do we wait a little while until things are more stabilized? So I think that's been a lot of the focus right now.
Thank you. Makes perfect sense. That the word of fluidity is used a lot these days. And I understand it. It's our business too. It's just like we were saying earlier, it just seems every week something different's going to happen and we have to brace ourselves and be ready to move with it. So we totally get that. Okay, and last but not least, I think that's everybody. Oh, the homeless. I don't see Brianna here, Deborah.
Do you want me to do it?
That'd be awesome, Jason. I'd appreciate that.
Well, I can't. That homelessness, as always, and even during this pandemic, even more so, is changing all the time. And I know our shelters are about to come online, Buena Park and Placentia, which will change a lot. I think we had one meeting and just trying to share and be responsive to those who are doing the work. Like, what are the needs? Some information, a lot of it is concern is not adding to our neighbors who are homeless because they're getting evicted because they don't have pay. United Way has set up a thing where if you are kind of in the field, so to Jesse and Lionel and Solidarity, I know has been connected, and OC United is connected with them. So if you need information on that, United to End Homeless, maybe talk to Jay Williams at OC United. If you know of families who are in need, who need funding, United Way has some funding for that, but are looking for partnerships with community organizations who are already connected to those families. So that's a possibility, but that's a huge concern. I know Pathways has also been raising funds around that as well, and giving money to families. So that's kind of the main thing. And then kind of off subject, Hoya Scholars had a live banquet on Friday night, and you can see it on the YouTube channel now. It was amazing. I'm not just saying that because I'm biased, and I've been on the board, and my wife is now on the board, but super encouraging. So if you want to check that out and share it with people, I know that they would be appreciative.
Thanks, Jason. Really appreciate that.
Congratulations on a great event, Christian. That's awesome.
Since we have a
Go
few
ahead.
minutes, I'm just going to pop up the question that was asked earlier that now that Marilee is on, is regards to preschool. Has there been discussion for the preschool and in the fall? Have you heard anything, Marilee, that you would want to?
Yes, we're planning on having our state preschool as well as fee-based. It will mimic, or I guess mimic's not the right word. It will, we're using the hybrid model. We're in the process of planning because one of our California State preschool programs, of course, is we're waiting for guidelines from CDE, CSPP on operational for, meals and sanitation and all those things, which correlates to exactly what the school district is doing. But yes, we are, and we're enrolling parents now. They're being placed on a waiting list until we get more direction.
Excellent, thank you.
Perfect, thank you so much. So we will be wrapping up main part of the meeting with our executive board announcements. The first thing we have to do is take care of voting for our board members that are up for re-election. Were you going to share a screen or anything, Debbie, for this?
Yeah, I'm sharing a screen. This is our current board, and it's found on our collaborative webpage, fullertoncollaborative.org. And we have our executive board, and this is our full board. And today we are going to be voting in on those that are up for re-election. So I'm going to stop sharing that, and I'm going to share a poll. This is for our members. So if you want to pull out the call, Leanna.
Okay, we're making a motion to vote for second term, first year, second term election for Kevin Mo Wong from Solidarity, for Mandy Yates for First Christian Church, for Katie Savant from California State University, Fullerton, for first year, fourth term, Lionel Talavera from Habitat for Humanity, Orange County, and for first year, eighth term election, Barry Ross from St. Jude Medical Center. So we are making a motion to approve their terms, their new terms for the next board.
So all in favor, vote yay. Any opposed? And if you had any questions or comments, you could put that in the chat. Give it a couple more. All right. All right, so I think it passes.
That was easy. You have to teach me how to do that, Debbie.
All right.
You're like the Zoom wizard. I'm trying to. Well, congratulations and thank you all that serve on our board. As a board member for many years myself, it is something that I take very seriously. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate all of you that serve with us. It really is a lot. And on that note, I do feel as though I was texting Brianna, texting Jason, and all of our different board members and all our different collaborative members, and definitely do feel like our many years of engaging with each other, building our relationships, getting to know each other, leveraging resources with each other, being there in moments of crisis with each other, whatever those things have been over these, for me, it's been about 10 years of involvement with a collaborative. To see that come to fruition when the city had something so big going on this weekend. You know, that's probably like the most major thing we've had go on since, you know, it happened to us many years ago with the Kelly Thompson thing, and we had marching down the street of Commonwealth. We haven't really had something that big in our city, and to see all of you out there was just absolutely amazing. And to be able to have to conversate with you without even conversating with you. And I think that's what was so beautiful, is that it really showed that something that big could happen so swiftly and quickly and be so successful, because all of us are completely committed to making Fullerton great and doing everything we can. And I do think that you as partners showing up on Saturday, and if you showed up on Sunday, really helped that. Really helped that. So I, as the chair, appreciate you so much and your dedication to our city. So just wanted to say that. And also that I was at the event on Saturday, and then again today, we are in discussion with Council Member Maud Zara, and in partnership with him and the Chief of Police, we are going to be putting on a town hall with the Chief of Police regarding this subject. So we're looking we have a couple dates lined up. We're just starting the process. It'll very much look It'll look a lot like when we hosted for election and we hosted everybody running for city council and Orange County Board of Supervisors. It'll kind of be that type of setup, but it will just be the chief of police. And we will be sending out the opportunity to our membership to give us questions that you would like to be asked. So the Fullerton Collaborative membership will be invited to be a part of this process. And so we'll be asking you for some questions to help us out with that. And then it'll be set up like this, where we'll have our memberships able to be coming on Zoom, and then also have it live on Facebook for non-members. So we're very, very fortunate, very, very happy and grateful that Council Member Ahmad Zara is coming to the collaborative to support him with that, and we're very happy to do it. And grateful to the chief also to be able to work with us in this way. So as soon as we have, I'm in charge of the flyer, so as soon as it's done, I'll get it to you. As soon as I have a date and a time and a place. So, but it's in the works, and we're gonna make it happen so we can keep this dialogue going. We've shown now, demonstrated through this weekend events, that we all can work together positively, and we want to keep that momentum going. So the collaborative is dedicated to that and doing things as quickly as possible too. So we have Jason's on Wednesday, and then within probably 2 weeks out, around 2 weeks after that, it's going to happen before the end of the month for sure. So, okay. So just keep looking out for that. And at this point, I think that's most of our business is wrapped up. We're great on time, and we can open the floor up for any announcements that anybody has for their organizations.
I just wanted to also just point out everyone to the chat. There was a couple of items in that as you're coming up with announcements in regards to if you see a family that's in need or have lost their homes, see Anna's message in regards to who to contact through the school district. You can contact her, and she's provided that information as well. I also want to highlight the center, also, which is the former place of King's House of Worship. They also are now operating a pantry. And I know that before we started, Bev mentioned they have an upcoming opportunity with a fundraiser for equipment services. So I'll add that as well in the chat box. So. And then Father Dennis has one that says monthly interfaith services to memorialize the people who died in homeless in Orange County last month. And he's included that in the chat as well. So if anyone has any other messages.
Please share, now's the time. CF Dance Academy is working on reopening. I have that announcement. We're hoping some classes next week. Some classes next week we're working on. We just got the word on Friday, so we're putting all that together. So it has been nice to see our community members out and about the streets a little bit more, being downtown and just seeing families out a little bit more, venturing out together. So that has been really nice to see.
I think Father had his hand up.
Yeah. That we're having that interfaith prayer service will be done over Zoom, okay? And just simply that the mortality of the homeless population is more than doubled during this time of COVID. That last month, 34 people died. This month, 30 people died. It's over twice as much as previous year. It's not clear entirely why. It could be by simple neglect, but it is higher and more than double during this past time. Then also, actually, tomorrow, the diocese is doing this, that for our daily mass, we're underlining, we're sort of in solidarity with the funeral of Floyd George, and actually it'll be kind of interesting that in place of the homily, we will have an 8-minute and 45-second moment of silence to remember how long it was that that Floyd George was under the knee of the police officer at the time. So we do those by Zoom, but it's across the diocese anyway that we will be remembering them this way. him this way. Anyway, that's it. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Was there any other announcements from anybody else? No? Helene was able to put the link up to the slides that she shared. So thank you so much, Helene, for sharing those. If you want to take a minute to open those in your browser so you can save them before the meeting ends.
I also want to remind everyone, this has been a wild and an amazing year, but our fiscal year ends at June 30th. So this is the end of our fiscal year. We'll be starting it back up in July. And I encourage our members to rejoin. And I will provide an email in about 2 days or 3 days with that option to renew your membership. And I invite anyone that's watching that's not a member that wants to join, please do so. You send me an email, or you can go to our Facebook, our website rather, and be able to join us as little as $25 a month. So we would love to have you as well.
And I would put a call to action to that personally, just that I do, with being a business owner, with being a parent, with being somebody that works with children so closely, you know, that this, with everything that's happening with all the social injustice piece and with the health and wellness piece of with COVID, I think now more than ever, we need to rely on the collaborative as a place for us to come together and share resources and help each other out. And so if you know of other smaller community organizations that need the support, please let them know that we're here, because now is the time for us to really come together and support each other. So this might just be the year that we need to be bigger than ever and as effective as ever as a collaborative. And the more effective we are by having more members with more resources to share. So I just really encourage you to think about other people that could benefit from this service and help, and then bring them in to help benefit our partners too. So please keep that in mind as you're renewing. We would appreciate that a ton.
Hey, Leanna. It's Connor here. Can you hear me? All right. I just wanted to say thanks to everyone who came out to the peaceful protest on Saturday afternoon. It was a super amazing experience to have, you know, coordination with so many different parties within a week to bring 1,500 people there peacefully, and to have important voices heard in the community. And I think it brought a lot of hope to at least myself and my wife, Faith, that we can see positive progress on realistic timelines, especially with the cooperation of the police department, how they seem to have changed their tune within a week turnaround. Was really cool. And Sunday's protest was awesome as well, if anyone was out there. But I just wanted to say thank you. Happy to be involved. And this is definitely the first of many good things to come if we can turn 2020 around. So yeah, thanks, and happy to be here.
Thank you so much. Okay, everybody. Well, I hope your Monday is amazing for the rest of the day. It's a gorgeous day out. I encourage you to go out and get a walk. As Deborah was saying, we're not moving as much as we used to. We have to start. So just hopefully you have an amazing, amazing week. And please let us know if you need anything from us. And we do have a coffee this week with our next gen. So join us for that one. I'm sure a lot of the things we were talking about today are going to be discussed in further detail with, you know, our teens and emerging adults and how they're dealing with everything right now. So if that is something you're passionate about, please either join or invite somebody else to join. So if we don't see you this week, we'll see you soon, and we'll be getting you the information on the town hall just as soon as possible.
Thank you, Leanna. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Have an amazing day.